I really appreciate founders that view like startups and markets as systems problems. And by that, I mean, a conversation will meander, and I'm an enterprise focused dude. Conversation will meander between how do you structure the organization to, what's the product that's being solved, to what's the product being built, to what's the problem being solved, to how do you build out go-to-market, to what are the macro strategic trade winds that are going on that are shaping things, to what is the shifts in the competitive environment, and so it's like you've laid out everything like a systems problem. And not all founders are like that. Some founders, they've got like a sales background and like they're like, listen, here's the focus of the company, whatever, but like, like the product side, we're going to talk about, that's the product person. And then there's other founders who are like, they're very much tech founders, they understand the tech solution. And they just they kind of outsource the thinking to the go-to-market to somebody else. And like, they know enough to talk about it a little bit, but like really kind of that's outsourced. And I've just found that I mesh the best with founders that really tackle the entire thing is a systems problem, and they're all first-class problems. Not one is subservient to another. Because I really do believe that to be the case. If you're building an enterprise company, like go-to-market and product and tech and the techno-strategic strategy, all of those are so tightly interconnected.
Yeah, it must be interesting sometimes because you see so many pitches. Like one founder is clearly a technical expert in that domain, and then there is maybe someone that's not the technical expert, but is some sort of partner and maybe has a co-founder title, maybe has a CEO, adult supervision-y kind of presence that may not be, but they don't have that jump. When you ask a question, they will give you answers that are businessy, and then you'll have this person that has that jump. That'll just be like, whoa, you need some shades. You need like, okay, here's the boundary, bro. Do you see that? Does that happen still?
I think I used to be more enamored or more affected by how people presented on their first meeting. And I've actually largely gone away from that. I've worked with some founders that are tremendously phlegmatic. Like I don't know if you could get any excitement out of them. Their emotional variance isn't very high, but they're unbelievably powerful. And I have other, I've worked with other founders that are, they're so dazzling and great, and they're also incredibly effective. What I find, one of my favorite things, I've just decided, well, I found that I work best if I develop a relationship. And what's interesting to me is like how my understanding of the person evolves over time. So let's say I have 10 meetings over 6 months. And if over time I see them evolve and my understanding evolves and, and deepens in appreciation, that's a very, very good sign. It's almost like the first derivative is very positive. And I found like some of the best founders, it's like actually in the first meeting, they're like, you don't get everything that you want. You just don't, like, that's not how it's constructed. And so it really takes us time to dig in. And so, I mean, I would definitely encourage, for the people that are investors or looking towards investors, like building these deep relationships gives you a far, far better view. And I think it kind of saves you from the potential dazzling, upfront kabuki show. But on the other hand, listen, I don't believe that the background, this is predicated on the background. I've found, there's technical founders that just don't care about, go-to-market. And I think they have as tough a time as salespeople that don't care about product, right? And so whether you come from the product or the go-to-market side, I think you can really build a full appreciation and understanding broadly. But you do have to treat them all as first-class problems.